10 seconds we're in the opening titles, they run for 30 seconds, and then after that you're free to talk.
Okay, amazing. Do you know the one which Wi-Fi?
I think it's just the public one.
Is it?
Shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's shit.
Yeah, I've been severing up mine as well.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, you should be in the opening titles now. Okay, 20.
Preliminary, please make your way immediately to the final ballroom. All other drivers and coaches, please clear the pool deck ready for competition. Warm-up is over, the boards are now closed. Thank you.
Next one, graphic. Lower turn. Where is it? Lower turn. Next is the referee graphic. Judges. You need this paper.
Yes, they can.
Okay, so this is panel A, so now panel B. Matthew, you can go.
I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Today we are finally starting the Junior European Championships in Rijeka. They have just cleared the board, so I don't think it'll be a long wait now. And here we have the start list for the girls B 1 meter springboard. First event of the championships. It's always a nerve-wracking one, starting off the championships. The weather here in Rijeka is not too bad at the minute. A little bit of an overcast. Last night we did have some thunderstorms, so hopefully they stay away during today's competition, which I believe they will this morning at least. I want to formally introduce myself. I am Matty Lee, a former British diver and Olympic champion. This is my first time commentating a major event, and I am very excited.
Good morning, We're starting our competition this morning with the girls group, the 1 metre Springboard Preliminary. And the competitors are currently scrolling through on the scoreboard for you.
We have just had the referee's whistle, so we are starting with our first diver.
Your referee, Cookie Huffman.
Oh no, we're introducing the referees and judges.
And your panel A judges. And we are ready to begin. Our first diver, Amanda Brightsmith.
Okay, our first diver is Amanda Brightsmith, performing a front 1.5 somersaults in the pike position. A little bit toes over on that hurdle, but it's a shaky one starting off a competition. It's not easy, especially with a hurdle. Good height, a little bit too far out of the from the board, and a little bit short.
5, 5.5, 5.5. Nimaro Gracera. Reverse.
Second diver we have Nimaro Gracera, performing an inward dive straight. I really do love an inward dive straight. Any sort of straight position is a good one. It's not used that often. Very good takeoff, good position in the air. I think she'll be happy with that one. Could be a little bit tighter on that entry, producing a bit of a splash.
6, 5.5, 6, 6, 6, 6. Maya Jane.
Alright, third diver we have Maya Jane from Canada, performing an inward dive pike. Good strong takeoff there, beautiful shape and a great entry. Not much more you'd want from your first dive of your competition.
Seven, 7.5, 6.5. Maria Angel Girard.
Right, we have the fourth diver. We've got Maria from Colombia, performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. A little bit back from the end of the board there, as you can see. Not quite making it to the very end, which is not giving the best takeoff, but not a bad dive.
4.5, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6. Chen Jiangyan. Forward 1.5 somersaults pike.
We have Chen from China, performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. A very good hurdle, a little bit back from the end of the board there, as you can see. But good height, good takeoff, great form, and a pretty good entry.
7.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Alice Binacci.
Sixth diver we have Elise from Brazil, performing an inward dive pike. Good takeoff, just a little bit over on the entry there. Good form.
5, 5, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Luca Fahia.
7th dive, we have Lusa from Hungary, performing an inward dive straight. I like to see these straight dives. Nice, I like it. Good strong takeoff. A little bit in the banana shape, if I will say, in the straight position. But good entry. Straight dives are very quite retro. If you like look at the Olympics pre-2000, a lot of straight dives you'd see, and they always look good. Okay, we have Alexandra performing an inward dive pike. Oof. Good strong takeoff, good entry. Look at that chin position there. She's not even looking at her toes. Very good. Next up we have Leah from Mexico performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. That's a very good hurdle, strong, concentrated, not holding back. Good takeoff, great entry. We have Margarita here performing an inward dive pike. Solid takeoff, good balance from the board, and a great entry. Maybe a little, no. I was going to say a little bit, maybe a little bit twisted, but I think it was an illusion. Okay, we have Angel performing an inward dive pike. Good strong takeoff, good balance. Just a little bit short on the entry there. It's a long competition, this one, and it's the first one of the whole championship. So it's all about just staying focused, staying poised, and not making any big mistakes. Okay, here we've got Patricia performing a back dive pike. Good takeoff, good form, just a little bit short though. You can see she just didn't get her arms quite back, her shoulders hit the water first. See there, her head dropped forward. We've got Alden from USA performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Great entry. A little bit back off the end of the board, if you can see. Her toes not on the end, but doesn't matter if you can still jump high and get a good entry. You'd be pretty happy with that.
6.5, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6. Ekaterina Shmilova, inward dive straight.
We've got Katerina here forming an inward dive straight. Yes. Happy to see all these straight dives. Good strong takeoff. As you can see, I feel like she thought she was maybe a little bit close, and you can see her kind of duck under the board here. Solid entry there.
6.5, 7, 6, 7, 6. Mila Klein, inward dive right.
We've got Mila Klein here performing an inward dive pike. Good strong takeoff, great balance. As you can see, there's AD and Edwin there in the background. Edwin is her coach. They used to coach at Leeds Diving, where I'm from. So it's good to see them on full side. Bit strange with an Australian t-shirt there, I will say. Here we've got Mia performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Very nice. The Mexicans are known for their strong, powerful hurdles. Look, you can see her coach in the background there, being very happy with that. Solid dive, very good. Here we have Ella performing an inward dive pike. Great balance, very neat. Just a little bit of a splash picked up there on the entry, but nothing drastic at all.
7, 7.5, 6, 7, 6.5, 6.5. Francesca Aloni.
All right, we have Francesca here performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice, it looks like she was a little bit on the left side of the board there on takeoff, which can definitely throw a diver off. She kept her focus, performed a good dive. Just a little bit chesty on the entry. Next up we've got Francisca performing an inward dive straight. Great position, just a little bit short. She'd want to kick her heels back a bit further. But I still like the form. Next up we've got Luciana performing a forward dive pike. Nice, good strong takeoff. With the springboard, what you're looking for is the height and the timing of the board, and also the balance as well. And of course the entry and everything else, but that's what the judges focus on. We can just watch and enjoy. Next up we have Dina performing an inward dive straight. Nice, solid dive there. Great balance from the end of the board. Good form.
6, 6, 6, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.5.
It's sometimes a little bit hard to get a good entry on 1 meter. I always felt that because I was a tower diver towards the end of my career. And with the impact of the water, it's a lot easier to rip. But on 1 meter, you're not falling that hard, so you don't often rip. That was a front 1.5 pike there. A little bit back on the end of the board down the hurdle. Not jumping too high. We've got Yara with a forward dive pike. Good strong jump out of the board there. She was miles, almost looked like she was above those judging chairs. Well, she was.
5.5, 6, 6, 6, 6. Emily
We have Emily from Australia performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Ooh, very nice entry. Very good form. As you can see, she's not jumping as high as some of the other girls, but she makes up with it with the form and her entry. Next up we have Annika from Croatia performing the front 1.5 somersaults pike. Good hurdle. Good jump from the end of the board. 5.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Not bad. Solid dive. Got Alina forming an inward dive pike. Great jump from the end of the board there. Good balance as well, not too close, not too far away. Good form. Solid entry. Sometimes hard to judge these sort of events, the 1 meter, especially in junior as well. If you're jumping high and you've got good form and you've got an alright entry, the judges are just going to score you all kind of in a similar boat, which is sometimes hard. If you make a mistake in these sort of competitions, you can then drop out of the final quite easily. So it's all about keeping you calm and keeping your head. We've got Ludmila performing an inward dive pike. Solid dive there. Good jump. Good balance. Just a little bit of a splash down the entry, but it's good. We have Maria Luisa from Ukraine forming an inward dive straight. Nice. It looked like there was movement there towards the entry, but I might be completely wrong. No. She just got that good leg extension that it looks like the legs are bent, but they're not. They're bent the wrong way. Solid dive, good entry. Ooh. A little bit on the corner of the end of the board there. It's a scary one for the diver. But she handled it pretty well. Good balance.
5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Julia Eakin, inward dive pike.
We have Jamila here performing an inward dive pike. Whoa, good jump out at the end of the board there, solid dive. You can see Adam Smallwood there in the background. Jamila's coach. Solid dive. It's a long wait that, she's second to last diver. It's not always fun waiting that long for your first dive of a competition. Alright, final diver of this round is Sarah J performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. It was a little bit out from the end of the board. It's still a solid dive. Good entry. She might lose a little bit of marks just for her balance. That is the completion of round 1. Will we get order? Here we are. Got the Chinese in first. Mexicans 2-3. In these sort of competitions, the scores can really budge up because there's no 9s and 10s thrown out. So a good dive is a 7 to an 8. but a bad dive can be, you know, a fall. And if you're doing good dives and you mess up one, and there's a lot of divers, and that's you out of the final. So it's all about keeping your head, keeping calm. All right, round 2. We have Amanda performing an inward dive pike. Nice, just a little bit over on that entry. Good form, good takeoff. I like a head position too on a takeoff. Could do with a bit of a save under the water there. We've got Umaro performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Good solid hurdle. As you can see, she was riding the board. You can hear the board timing there. No loud noises. It was smooth. Good height. Just a little bit short on that entry.
6.5. Maya Jane, forward 1.5 somersaults pike.
We've got Maya Jane, Canada, performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice. It looked like she was a little bit nervous there for her hurdle, which it is. It's nerve-wracking. This would have been her first hurdle of the event, and as you can see, it wasn't let her down a little bit, but nevertheless, more to come. We've got Maria Angel here performing an inward dive pike. Solid dive, good entry, very neat. Next up we've got Chen performing a back dive pike. I would try and pronounce her second name, but I would butcher it. Solid dive there from the Chinese, as to be expected. Great entry, good takeoff. And she doesn't look bothered. We've got Alice here from Brazil performing a back dive pike. Good dive there, good jump. Good reach, touching the toes. And in the water she goes. Could be a little bit cleaner on the entry. We've got Lutzer performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Good hurdle there. She's got some heavy strapping there on her left knee, is it? But doesn't look like it's bothering her at all. Good solid dive. We've got Alexandra performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Oh, the cameraman's not ready. Oof. Lovely entry. Let's actually have a look at this because we missed it. A little bit on the right side of the board there. But a very clean entry. We've got Leah performing a back dive pike. Good solid jump. Good distance from the board actually. Almost looked like it was a bit close, but it's not at all. It's just because majority of people have been going a little bit further out than that. But I wouldn't want it to be any closer. Solid dive. We've got Margarita following a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Good solid hurdle. Just a little bit chesty on that entry. You see the splash being produced as she goes in. Head sticking out on the entry. You got to be as streamlined as possible. Everything tucked in. Head, chin. As you go through the water. We've got Angel performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice dive, good hurdle, just a little bit out from the end of the end of the board there. And her legs slightly going over, producing a bit of a splash. We've got Patricia performing reverse dive pike. I believe this is the first reverse dive we've seen of the competition so far. Nice, good entry. Solid dive. Good reach, good toe point, good knee form. We've got Alden performing a back dive pike. Great dive there. Good entry. A little bit, as you can see, her toes were a little bit apart. On the side, the judges want to see just one, you know, you don't want to see anything out of line. If they see anything, they can penalise. But other than that, great dive. Got Katarina performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Good board timing, good solid height out the board, but just moving out from away from the board there, leaving her legs going over. Next up, we've got Mila performing a front 1.5 somersaults tuck. Solid dive there. She told me that her inspiration is Maddie Keeney, who was an incredible diver for Australia, and I see her well, Maddie's diving in Mila's diving. It's good to see. Next up, we've got Mia performing a back dive pike. Good strong takeoff. Maybe a little bit close, but not enough to make anyone jump out of their skin, so it's not a problem at all. Great dive. We have Ella here performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. She's a great dive, but she could try get her knee on her hurdle a bit higher up. See that? It doesn't come up, which helps you kind of ride the board and have good good balance. But good form and good entry. We've got Francesca here performing a back 1.5 somersaults tuck. Great entry. Really good entry. A little bit rushed. Looked a bit wild in that tuck shape, head out a bit, but just kicked at the right place and made a rip entry through the water. We've got Francisca performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. That hurdle threw off a little bit. As you can see, she was back off the end of the board, slightly towards the right side of the board. It's nerve-wracking, but saved it very well. We've got Dina here performing a... No, we don't. We've got Luciana performing an inward 1.5 somersaults tuck. There was something wrong there with the scoreboard. Well, it showed us the wrong diver. But solid dive.
5.5, 5, 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5. Dina Hitch. Forward 1.5.
Or maybe I'm seeing things, I don't know. We've got Dina here performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Great hurdle, great timing, good balance on the board. Just a tiny bit of splash kicked out. Doesn't look too happy with that one. It's a long way to go. You've got to keep you calm. That's the most important thing with these long prelims. Oh my God. I used to wish it all over and then regret it because I dived terribly. I've got Amanda here performing a back dive pike. Whoa, solid entry. Not a single splash coming out of the water there. Could do with a bit more form, a bit more closer in the pike shape. And that's why you hear the 5s and 6s and a 4.5. We've got Yara here performing a reverse dive tuck. Great jump out of the board there. Miles high. A little bit short though. And she just looked a little bit hesitant there in the air. Next up we've got Emily Collins performing an inward dive pike. She's a very neat diver. Very neat indeed. Her coach Vininka came and coached me actually back when I was younger for a good while. She's a great coach. That was a very good dive, Emily. We've got Anika here performing a reverse dive pike. What good solid height there. The judges are made like the thing that spots out to the judges is the height of some of these divers, not their actual height, the height they're producing out at the end of the board. Because Springboard is all about how high you can jump and how you time the board, and she did that very well that time. Got Alina here forming a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Great solid dive. Nice and neat. Just a little bit over. Next up we've got Ludmina performing a back 1.5 somersaults with a half twist. God, I almost got confused with the numbers there. It's been a while. Great dive there. First of the twisting dives we've seen. A back half, as I would call it. Great dive. We've got Maria Luisa performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Again, great timing on the board there, you could hear it. No loud noises, good height at the end of the board. Solid entry. Here we've got Isa performing a back dive pike. Just a little bit short. Could do with, the reach was good. She just dropped her toes after her pike shape. So try and keep them up a bit. We've got Jamili here performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Good solid dive. A little bit back on the end of the board there, but no dramas at all. Good form and great entry. You can see there she's saving under the water, which not every diver does or can do. We got Sarah Jade performing a back dive pike. Good dive there. She started diving when she was 3 years old. Oh my god. Oh, she was a little bit over. I apologise. We're just having a switch of judges. I'm going to have a look at the current standings on the board. See, there's not many points between everyone. And it's hard to make a jump up. It is really hard in these sort of preliminary rounds. That's why you got to stay focused. Got to fuel yourself. It's the long game in these prelims. And you got to stay cool out there. I'm lucky enough to be in an air-conditioned room here in Rijeka. But it is hot out there. The sun's not beaming though, which is helpful, because the sun can be a little bit distracting. Alright, let's start round 3 with Amanda performing a back dive pike. Good save on the end there. We call that a knee save. I feel like she felt like she was going to go really over there, but she did well there. Got Namaro performing a back dive pike. Good reach. Tapping her toes in her pike shape. A little splash on the end, but solid dive. Got Maya Jane here performing a back dive pike. Maya started diving when she was 8 years old. Good jump out of the board there. Didn't quite touch your toes. A little bit splashy on the end.
6.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6, 6. Maria Angel 0. Back dive pike.
We've got Maria here performing a back dive pike. She landed sidewards there, as you can see on the water. Her legs, yeah, splashing towards the judges. The judges are going to, unfortunately, heavily penalise that. We've got Zhang Li Chen performing a reverse dive pike. Good strong hurdle, even though she was a little bit back off the end of the board. Didn't matter though, good strong takeoff. Could have reached into a pike a little bit more.
7, 7.5, 7, 6.5, 7.5, 7, 7.5. Elise Spinowski. Reverse dive pike.
We've got Elise performing a reverse dive pike. A little bit away from the board there. I say a little bit. It's quite a lot. She was trying her best to try and get that round, but landed short of vertical.
4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 4, 4.5. Lutzer for here. Back dive pike.
We've got Lutzer performing a back dive pike. Lutzer started diving when she was 7 years old. Her inspiration is Zofia. A legendary Hungarian diver. I can remember from my day. Good dive. Good entry.
7, 7, 7, 6.5, 7, 6, 6.
Sevens are what you're aiming for in a prelim,
1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, 3.
to keep you up in there to the final. We have Alessandra performing a front 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. It's the first one we've seen of this particular dive. Good dive, just almost ran out a little bit of room there.
5.5, 5, 5.5, 5, 6, 5, 5. Leah Cueva Labata.
We've got Leah Cueva Labata performing a reverse dive pike. The Mexican divers are strong, very strong. Wow. Great hurdle, nice and neat. Good board timing, great form, up and down. A little bit of a splash, but
7, 8, 8, 7, 7, 8, 6.5.
the judges like that one.
Kushinova. Back dive pike.
We've got Margarita performing a back dive pike. Good dive there, good entry. You can see the free bubble entry created by the hands popping out in the water. Let's see what the judges say.
6.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5.
6.5s,
6.5.
sixes,
Angel 1. Back dive pike.
solid. Got Angel here performing a back dive pike. Good dive there. She kept the water down. A little bit lean back on that entry. On the takeoff, sorry.
5.5, 5.5. Patricia Cut. Back 1.5 circles, play half twist.
Next up we have Patricia performing a back 1.5 somersaults with half twist. Good dive there. She saw the water coming, she lined up, stopped her rotation with a pike save on the entry.
6, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Holden Schuler.
You know, 1 meter is not much of a distance to get all these this amount of dive in, which can be difficult. That's why 1 meter is quite hard. Next up we have Alden forming a reverse dive pike. Good dive. Maybe losing her feet a bit on the... Yeah, you can see her 2 feet. I ideally want to see just 1 foot from the side angle.
5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Ekaterina Schmerler. Back dive pike.
Next up we have Katarina performing a back dive pike. Great, solid dive there, good entry. The knee save. Very nice. Could do with reaching up above her toes.
7, 7.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7.5.
But the judges still liked it.
Mila Klein, back dive pike.
Next up we have Mila Klein performing a back dive pike. Solid dive there. Good form, good takeoff. Good reach as well. I like it.
6.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5, 6.5. Mia Cueva-Lovato.
Next up we have Mia Cuevo-Lobato performing a reverse dive pike. Great hurdle. Good form. She had to do a knee save there on the end. Great height out of the board there.
7.5, 7, 7, 7, 7.5, 7, 7. Ella go. Back dive pike.
We have Ella here performing a back dive pike. Just going over a little bit there, leaning back on her takeoff. No, she wasn't. She should have put her toes a little bit further away towards the board instead of upright.
5.5, 4, 5. Francesca Alone.
Next up we have Francesca performing a reverse dive pike. Good hurdle there on the end of the board, I like it. A little bit over on the entry. Next up we have Francisca Butt performing a back dive pike. Good dive there. Needing a bit of a knee save there on the entry, which she did. Keeping the splash down, that's what you want to see.
5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5. Luciana Pinheiro.
Next up we have Lucina performing a back dive pike. Great dive there. Again, a little bit over, and which is why she did a knee save, keeping the splash down.
6, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 6, 6. Dina Keach, back dive pike.
Next up we have Dina performing a back dive pike. Great dive, good balance, I like that. Not too far away from the board, not too close. Good form.
5.5, 5.5, 6.
Just a tiny bit splashy on the entry.
5.5, 6. Amanda Wong, reverse dive pike.
We've got Amanda Wang performing a reverse dive pike. She skipped out of the board a little bit there. As you can see, she didn't push through her knees stayed bent, and which kind of pushed her away from the board, leaving her short of vertical.
4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 5.5. Yara Waleed Mohammed.
Next up, we've got Yara Waleed Mohammed performing a back dive tuck. Good strong jump, great tuck shape, and a great entry. Happy days.
5.5, 6, 5, 5.5, 6, 5, 6. Emily Collins, back dive pike.
Next up, we have Emily Collins here performing a back dive pike. Great dive. She's such a neat diver. Good entry. Let's see what the judges say.
6.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 6.5, 6.5.
Sixes. Well, 6.5s.
Back dive pike.
Correction. Next up we have Rijeka from Croatia, the home nation, performing a back dive pike. Great dive, good jump, good form, very strong, and solid entry. There's a good reception here for the home divers, as you can imagine. Crowd making some noise, which is always good. Next up we have Alina performing a back dive pike. Good strong dive. Beautiful entry. Good line. Next up we have Ludmila, performing a back 1/2 somersaults tuck. Her inspiration are her parents, which I love. A little bit short on her entry there. Need to try and get that dive moving a bit more.
4.5, 5, 5, 4.5.
Giving us a wave.
4.5, 6.5.
I'm presuming it's in the middle of the night
Back dive, pipe.
in quite a lot of the countries if you're watching. So well done for getting up. Next up we have Maria Luisa performing a back dive pike. Good spring out of the board, leaving her toes a little bit high, meaning she was going a little bit over there, but as you can see she tried to save it under the water. The judges will see that though, but it could have been a lot worse without a knee save. Next up we have Elisa performing a reverse dive pike. Her toes were on the end of the board there, as you see. The well-known British commentator and Olympic silver medalist Leon Taylor would say, oh, what would he say? I can't remember. He'd always have a word for if the toes were hanging over, and he'd say something about surfing. Never mind. We've got Jamila here performing a back dive pike. They announced it as reverse dive pike, that's why there was a bit of confusion there. Good strong jump, very neat. And solid entry. See Adam Smallwood there, her coach, and Jen Leeming looking on in the background.
7.5.
Sevens is what you want.
7.5, 7. Reverse dive pike.
Next up we've got Sarah Jade performing a reverse dive pike. Solid entry. A little bit away from the board there, but nothing drastic at all. Very neat. You should be happy with that. And that's it for round 3. Moving on to round 4.
6, 6.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5.
Out of 8 rounds. Almost halfway.
And that brings us to the end of the third round of dive. Sadly, got the standings on the scoreboard for you now.
Let's have a look at the current standings. China leading. Apologies for not having the score there on the right hand side. Alright, starting the 4th round, we've got Amanda Brightsmith performing a reverse dive pike. Bit of a wobble there from the cameraman, and also a bit of a wobble there for Amanda, a little bit going over of rotation. I think she's eager to get onto the harder dives. She's ready for it. Next up we've got Namaro performing a reverse dive pike. Good height from the board there. Great timing as well. Solid dive. She started when she was 6 years old.
6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5, 6, 6.
Her brother inspired her to get into diving. Same as me. Next up we've got Maya Jane performing a reverse dive pipe. Good dive there. Good hurdle, just a little bit back from the end of the board there. Her legs slightly going over, creating a bit of a splash.
5, 4.5, 5.5, 5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Maria Angel Geraldo, reverse dive pipe.
We've got Maria Angel here performing a reverse dive pike. She did well with that. She pushed out of the board there, meaning it's harder to get that rotation in. She made it round.
5.5, 5, 5, 4.5, 5, 5, 5. Jen Jan Ling. Inward dive pipe.
Next up we've got Shen Zhaoling performing an inward dive pike. Good solid dive there. Tiny bit splashy on the entry, I'd say. Good form, as to be expected from the Chinese divers.
7, 7, 7.5, 7, 7, 7, 7. Elise Finauci. 4.5 somersaults pipe.
Next up we've got Alice performing a front 1.5 somersaults pike. Good dive there. A little bit away from the board. A tiny bit splashy on the entry. Judges will pick up on that.
5.5, 6.5, 5, 6, 6, 5. Loop surfer here. Reverse dive pipe.
Next up we've got Lutzer performing a reverse dive pike. Good jump there. A little bit out from the board. A bit splashy on the entry.
5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5. Alexandra Cruz.
Next up we've got Alexandra performing a back dive pike. Great dive there. Really good, solid entry. Could do with jumping up a little bit higher. But she looked committed,
6.5, 6, 6,
which the judges will see.
6.5.
They all like confidence.
Leah Cueva Lovato. Inward dive.
Next up we have Leah performing an inward dive straight. It's a good dive there. Inward dive straight is a little bit of a scary one because you kind of have to look over the board as you take off, which can put you off a little bit, but solid dive, good balance.
6, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 5.5. Margarita Kuchinova. Reverse dive pipe.
Next up we've got Margarita performing a reverse dive pike. Even though she was back off the end of the board there, she managed to jump nice and high. Good balance. Reaching for her toes. And a good entry. Next up we have Angel Wang performing a reverse dive pike. Good dive. I would say she didn't quite reach her for her toes. As you can see, her arms there. Her hands not kind of reaching past. But a good dive. Next up we have Patricia performing front 1.5 somersaults with pike. She did well with that one. A little bit back off the end of the board. She kind of took away her height that she could have got from the board. Managed to get a good entry on the end. Next up we've got Alden performing an inward dive pike. Great dive there. Good form, good entry. Good balance from the board. Very nice. High five there from the coach. Showing her dive, coaching corrections, and then on to the next one. Katarina here performing a reverse dive pike. Good dive there, good solid entry. Maybe a little bit away from the board with her balance. And that is what you call a knee save. Sucking in the water as she went through, keeping the splash down. Next up we have Mila Klein here performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults with tuck. Great dive there. Good knee save on the entry. She kind of stepped to the end of the board there, which probably made her a little bit nervous, but she dealt with it very well.
6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5.
Here we have Mia performing an inward dive straight. Good jump there from the board. Good straight line position. A little bit of splash down the entry, but nothing drastic. We have Ella Goa performing a reverse dive pike. Great dive there. Just a little bit over rotation, but keeping the splash down, so no dramas there at all. Good form. She was a gymnast before her diving career. It's quite common in diving. Her mum introduced her to diving. Next up we have Francesca performing an inward dive tuck. Nice. Great entry. Zero splash. Good form. Let's see what the judges say.
5.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Francisca Boat. Reverse dive pike.
We have Francisca here performing a reverse dive pike. Nice dive there. Good height out at the end of the board. Just getting some good cheers there from the crowd. Sounds to be some horns of some kind. Making a lot of noise, which is always good. Here we have Luciana performing a reverse dive pike. Nice, good entry there. Skipped off the end of the board a little bit, meaning she was out away from the board. Now we have Dina performing a reverse dive pike. Good dive there, just a little bit short on rotation. Good hurdle, reaching to her toes in the pike shape.
5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 6. Inward dive pike.
Next up we have Amanda here performing an inward dive pike. Nice strong takeoff. It looked like her knees slightly wobbled there on the takeoff. Let's have a look. Nah, still got a good jump out at the end of the board.
5, 5, 5.5, 4.5.
I'd like to see a bit more of a cleaner entry on the end. I mean, I'm sure she would too. We have Yara here performing a forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Divers normally call it a single twister. Good hurdle, good jump, just slightly going over there. Dropping her head on the takeoff, which meant it kind of got out of control a little bit. Moving a little bit quick. We've got Emily Collins here performing a reverse dive pike. Her proudest achievement is making it to this championship. Solid jump, great form, slightly going over there. Shouldn't need to reach to that much on the end.
6.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5.
But the judges still like it because of her perfect form. We have Anika performing a back 1.5 somersaults with half a twist. A little bit splashy, well, splashy there on the end. Kind of struggling to get it round there, leaving her legs short on entry, producing the splash. Now we have Alina performing a reverse dive pike. Good dive there, slightly short of vertical. Good strong jump from the board. You can see the sun starting to come out now, which means it's getting hot on that poolside. The most popular place to be is probably in the pool. which no one is right now, obviously. Next up we have Ludmila performing a reverse dive pike. Good hurdle, good jump, just slightly leaving it short of vertical there. She'll probably be annoyed with that because everything else was good. Her proudest achievement so far is when she won her first senior nationals in Brazil when she was only 11 years old. Wow.
Our apologies, we have a small technical issue. We are just working to resolve it. We will be back with you shortly.
We have a small technical issue. Hopefully we'll be back competing very soon. It's quite common to deal with these sort of things in a diving competition. You just got to try and keep your cool, especially if you're the diver up next. There's our very loud but probably sweaty crowd. Now our judges, also probably very sweaty. Looks like we've solved the issue. Next we have Maria Luisa performing a reverse dive pike. Great strong hurdle, jumping very high. Lovely timing of the board. Good form, reaching past the toes, which the judges will see. And I don't think they'll like that.
6, 6, 5, 6.5, 5, 6, 6.5. Farida Mohammed Ahmed. Reverse one-and-a-half somersaults, a half twist, free position.
Next up we have Isa performing a reverse one-and-a-half somersaults with half a twist. The first one we've seen of this competition so far. It's a difficult dive on 1 meter, especially for Group B. She did very good there. Forming a half twist, rotating round into the water. There's a lot of dive to be done for these young girls on the 1 meter. Got Jamila here performing a reverse dive pike. Great dive there. To say she was on the very end of the board there on her last step, moving away then. She dealt with it very well. Good form, good entry.
6, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5. Sarah Yada Tessier. Inward dive straight.
We have Zara Jade here performing an inward dive straight. Great dive. Ever so slightly short, but that's if I'm being picky.
7, 5, 6, 6, 6.5, 6, 5.5.
Bit of confusion there with the judges. Went from a 7 to a 5. I think there might have been a slight twist on the entry, but not enough for all the judges to notice. It's the end of round 4. Right, here we go with the 5th round. Got Amanda Brightsmith performing a forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. As you can see, her toes are at the end of the board there. She's dealt with it pretty well though. Checking out early to stop the rotation. We have Namaro Gracera performing the same dive. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist. Nice dive there. Performing the dive above the board, which is good. Bringing it round into the entry.
6, 5, 5.5, 5, 6, 6, 5. Maya J. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, free position.
We've got Maya Jane here. Maya Jane performing the same dive again. Great dive there. Landing nicely on the end of the board there. Good form. Good deep repike there.
6, 6, 5.5, 6, 6, 6. Maria Angel Girardo. Back 1.5 somersaults.
Next up we've got Maria Angel performing a back 1.5 somersaults, half twist. Not bad. A little bit banana shaped there on the on the takeoff. We have Zhen Jiaolin forming from 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Great dive there to say she was at the back of the board taking off. Good form. A little bit splashy on the entry.
6.5, 6, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Alice Finacci. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, free position.
We have Elise performing a forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Nice dive there. Good hurdle. Maybe a little bit on the left side of the board taking off, but got it round.
4.5, 4.5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5.
Her inspiration is God, her family, her coaches, and the Brazilian Olympic diving athletes, and herself, which I love. The confidence. Now we have Lucia performing a forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Good neat dive there.
6.5, 6, 6, 6.
Not making the dive look rushed.
Alexandra Poots, reverse dive punt.
Next up we have Alessandra performing a reverse dive pike. Good nice dive there. I'm being picky a little bit over, but barely.
6.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5, 6.5, 6, 6. Leah Cueva Lovato.
Next up we have Leah Cueva Lobato performing forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Solid dive there, absolutely solid dive. Confident hurdle. I feel like, as you can see, coach is nodding already. He likes what he sees. Great entry. Just kind of set the bar there for the front one half somersaults, one twist. Next up we have Margarita performing the same dive. Good dive. A little bit back on the board there, but it didn't let her phase her. Bringing it round onto her head. Good entry.
5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Angel 1. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist.
Next up we have Angel Wang performing a front one half somersaults with one twist. Let's just call it a single twister. Good dive there, great entry. Confident on the board. Nice form. Not seeing 2 feet, not seeing 2 legs.
5, 5.5, 5.5. Repeat catch.
Patricia performing a an inward dive straight. A little bit too much beans there on the takeoff, meaning she was going over. It's quite a hard dive to control because you've not got the shape to kind of pull you around into your dive. It's kind of all produced off the takeoff, the rotation. We've got Alden here performing the reverse 1.5 somersaults with half twist. Great dive. Reverse half is quite a difficult dive to do. We've not seen too many of them. She brings it round in a good entry.
6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5. Ekaterina Shmalova. Forward 1.5 somersaults.
Next up we've got Katerina Shemeleva performing a forward 1.5 somersaults with one twist. Good solid dive there. Good entry, even though she was going over. She managed to keep the splash down. A little bit away from the board there. Judges will mark down on that.
5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5. Mila Klein. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, free position.
We have Mila Klein here performing a single twister. Nice, good dive there. A little bit over on rotation there. Dropping her head on the takeoff, meaning the dive kind of moved away from her.
5, 5, 5, 5.5, 4.5, 5, 5. Mia Cueva Nevada. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, free position.
We have Mia here performing forward 1.5 somersaults, one twist. Not sure if you picked up on that, but there was a noise there just as she was starting her hurdle. Could have been a seagull or one of those horns. No idea, but great dive nonetheless. It didn't phase her at all.
6.5, 7, 7, 7, 7. And go. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, free position.
Next up we've got Ella Goa performing forward 1.5 somersaults with one twist. Solid dive. Nice and neat. Good form. And good entry.
5.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5.
I'm not a judge, and I'm glad I'm not a judge, but it is hard to judge 1 meter. Just because there's not much room for dive. If that makes any sense. We've got Francesca here performing a reverse 1 somersaults half twist. In the tuck position. It's quite rare to see. I like it. I like a bit of difference. Variety of dives here.
4.5, 5, 5, 5.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5. Francisca Butt. Forward.
You've got Francisca Buff here
One twist.
performing a forward 1 somersaults 1 twist. Nice dive there. Moving a little bit out away from the board. And kicking up a bit of a splash.
4.5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4.5.
Also on 1 meter, the judges are so close to the board. They're just there right on poolside, so they can, you know, you can't really get anything past them. They're going to see everything. We've got Luciana here performing a forward 1 somersaults 1 twist. Nice dive, I like it. Good balance from the board. Committed to a dive. Stopped her rotation. Could do with a little bit more height, performing the whole dive above the board. But I'm sure that will come. This is Group B, so these young girls are young and got a long career ahead of them. We have Dina Kish here performing forward 1 somersaults 1 twist. Nice dive there. A little bit away from the back of the board. But upright. And a good entry. We have Amanda Wang here performing a back 1 somersaults half twist. I enjoyed competing this dive on 10 meter, not 1 meter. As I said, there's not enough room. Got to be strong. Jump high. Nice. Lost the legs a little bit on the end there. As you can see, I picked up. You can see 2 of them on the end. 2 feet, 2 legs. That's why a 4 there and a 4.5. Doesn't count there. Take away the 2 highest scores and the 2 lowest. We take the medium, times it by the degree of difficulty, and Bob's your uncle. There's your score. Nice solid dive there in 1.5 pike. Good takeoff. Good dive there from Yara. Emily Collins here performing a forward 1 somersaults 1 twist. Nope. I'm guessing she isn't happy with something. Maybe it's showing the wrong dive on the scoreboard. Yep. Vinika's putting her hand up, her coach is putting her hand up, signaling to the referee that there's a problem. Not with, no problem with Emily, but it's quite a common thing to happen in diving.
Our apologies, we have a short technical issue. We will be back in competition as quickly as we can for you.
This time you've got to stay cool and collected. Not let this phase you. Step off the board. Talk to your coach as she's doing. It looks like she potentially may have not wanted to. She thought this was not her dive that she was going to compete. So she potentially might not have trained this dive, I'm not sure. Here we go. Great solid dive there. That's a long time to wait for your dive. You can throw people off. Just kept it cool. Good solid entry.
6, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 6, 6, 6.
Next up we have Anika performing an inward dive pike. Her inspiration is her coach and her parents. Good dive, good takeoff, good strong takeoff. Slightest splash on the entry. We have Alina here performing a forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Good dive there, slightly going over on rotation on her entry, but keeping the splash down nonetheless. Slightly out, away from the board.
4.5, 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5, 4.5. Ludmila Lisurda. Forward 1.5 somersaults, pike.
We have Ludmila performing a forward 1.5 somersaults pike. Good hurdle, good jump. It looked like she felt like she didn't throw it hard enough, having to dig into a pike check there at the end. But she brought it round in a good entry.
6.5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5. Maria Luisa Vignatola. Forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist to free position.
Next up we have Maria Luisa performing forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist. That was a great jump from the board there. Look how high she is in the hurdle. Good strong takeoff. Just going over there. It's a shame because that was a beautiful takeoff.
4.5, 5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Farida Mohammed Ahmed.
Next up we have Farida Mohammed performing an inward dive pike. Good strong takeoff. I like the balance there. Not too far away from the board, not too close. It's a fine line, but it's a great takeoff. Just a little bit splashy on the entry there. We have Jamila here performing forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Solid dive there. A little bit slightly over on the entry. You see her feet planted a bit back from the end of the board there. Kind of propelling her over. But still, 6s and a 5.5. It's a prelim, it's early days. It's all about keeping you cool. Not making too many big mistakes. We've got Sarah Jade here performing forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist. Solid dive there. Great entry, no splash. She liked that one, I could tell.
6, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5.
Reason we're not seeing 6, 6.5 and 7s is, I would say, the height. Jump a little bit higher out of the board. It's the end of that round. After the 5th round. The Mexicans leading, top 2. We're now moving on to the optional rounds. The first 5 rounds are required, which means easy. I don't know if it actually means that, but as divers, that's what we know it as. It's the easier dives. And then the last 3 rounds will be the optionals, which are the harder dives. Starting round 6, we have Amanda performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Good dive there. Good entry as well. Feet kind of slipped apart there at the end. Judges will pick up on that.
6, 5.5, 6, 6, 6.5, 5.5.
We have Namaro here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. I believe we're going to see many inward 1.5s this round, but not everyone. Great dive. Solid takeoff. Good neat pike shape. If I'm being picky, it was splashy on the entry, but not crazy splashy at all. We have Maya Jane here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Good dive there, just a little bit short in rotation, but kept the splash down. Moving slightly away from the board there, which kind of left her short of rotation.
4.5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Maria Angel Gerardo, inward 1.5 somersaults pike.
We have Maria here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice dive there, she got it round. Could do with a bit of a stronger takeoff. Keeping up on her toes. As you can see, her toes dropped. Her heels dropped on the end of the board. But she brought it round. And that was a good entry. We've got Shen Zhaodian performing, you guessed it, an inward 1.5 pike. Good dive. As to be expected with the Chinese, they're obviously very strong, as we all know.
6.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6.5.
But it wasn't perfect. We've got Elise here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Good solid dive there. Her favourite board to compete is the 3 metre, which will be coming soon in the next few days. guess she's probably using the 1 meter as a bit of a warm-up event, as a lot of athletes do. As we all know, the 1 meter event is not in the Olympics, but it's still an important one, especially in your junior career and in your senior career, because it helps you warm up for the main event, which can be the 3 meter springboard. We've got Luca here performing in 1/2 somersaults pike. Good dive there, just a little bit back away from the board, meaning she had to really dig round into that entry. Kind of going through the water in a slight pike position. Next up we have Alessandra performing the same dive and in 1/2 somersaults pike. Good entry there, nice and neat. Whew. Very nice. I'm sure as she gets older and gets stronger, she'll be able to jump much higher than that. But for Group B, that is what you want. We have Leah here performing an in 1/2 pike. Good strong takeoff. I like the balance from the board. Good confident come out.
6.5, 6, 7, 6.5, 6, 6, 6.
As you saw, she was doing the... I don't even want to mention it. I'm not Gen Z enough. We have Margarita here performing an in 1/2 somersaults pike. Nice solid dive there. She's nice and tall, so she's got that nice line for the judges to see. She keeps everything neat as she does. The judges will see that and mark her up. Got Angel Wang here performing an in 1/2 somersaults pike. Nice, good dive there. Good form. Good takeoff, good strong takeoff. Ever so slightly going over. We have Patricia here performing a different dive. Hallelujah. Forward 1/2 somersaults, 1 twist. Nice dive. Good entry. Nice and neat. A little bit back from the end of the board there. You want to be landing on the end. Not too far on the end though. You don't want your toes hanging over. But a good dive nonetheless. Next up we have Alden performing a front 2.5 somersaults in the pike position. Good strong hurdle, good takeoff. Spinning around 2.5 times in the pike position. Slightly going over on the entry.
5.5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5. Ekaterina Shmilova, inward 1.5 somersaults pike.
Next up we have Ekaterina Shmilova performing an in 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice dive there, a little bit short, of rotation on the entry there. Probably coming out of her dive a little bit too early there.
6.5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Mila Klein, forward 2.5 somersaults, packed.
We have Mila Klein here performing a front 2.5 somersaults in the pike position. Nice solid dive. Slightly toes over on the board there, but not enough to put her off, I don't think.
5.5, 5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, 5. Mia Kulova, reverse 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, free position.
We've got Mia here performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist. It's a solid dive this for Group B. Let's see how she goes. Great dive. As I said, that's a difficult dive for a Group B girl. Good strong takeoff, great balance from the board and a great entry.
6, 6.5, 7, 6. And let's go. Back 1.5 somersaults, packed.
We've got Ella Goa here performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. Ella enjoys video games with her sister and playing her guitar in her free time. Lovely neat dive there. Good takeoff. Slightly over on the entry.
6, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5, 5.5, 5.5. Francesca Allori. Inward 1.5 somersaults with tuck.
Next up we have Francesca Aloni here, performing an inward 1.5 somersaults tuck. A little bit tight to the board there for my liking, but that's my personal preference. You can make your own. Other than that, great entry. The judges didn't deem it as too close, because I believe if they think it's way too close, they all score it a maximum of 2, I believe. I think. Next up we have Francesca performing an in 1.5 somersaults pike. Good dive there, just kind of running out of room there towards the end of the dive. She was still kind of in a slight pike shape going through the water.
4, 5, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 5. Luciana Pinheiro. Forward 1 somersaults, packed.
We have Luciana here from Colombia performing a front double somersaults pike, meaning she'll land on her feet. Hands down. It's a good dive. That's for me, that's hard to commentate on just because, and it's also probably a hard dive to judge if I'm being honest.
4.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 5.5, 5.
And if you didn't know, with feet first dives, you have to go in the water with your hands towards, down, touching your legs. And if you don't, if your arms go up, I believe you get a 2-point deduction, or it's out of 2 points, 5 points. You would think I probably should know this sort of stuff, but I don't. Got Dina here performing a front 2.5 somersaults tuck. Sailing over there on the entry. Leaning too far forward on the takeoff. Meaning she couldn't really slow herself down towards the end of her dive. She's not happy with that. Keep your head up. We have Amanda Wang here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults tuck. Good dive, landing upright. would like to see a bit more neater tuck shape. Her ankles didn't look as pointed as they could be. But I am being picky. It's my job. Now we have Yara Walid Mohammed performing an inward double somersaults tuck. That must be a hard dive to compete. I've never competed that dive, because you've got to somehow slow the rotation. If she would have come out earlier, she might have hit her feet on the board. Very difficult dive to compete. I definitely didn't enjoy training it when I had to. Next up we have Emily Collins performing an inward 1.5 somersault spike. Emily enjoys the beach in her downtime, which I'm not surprised being from Australia. You've got some of the nicest beaches over there. Beautiful dive, very neat. I think Emily has a good future ahead of her as she grows and gets stronger. She'll be one to look out for damn sure. We have Anika here performing an inward 1.5 somersault spike. Good strong takeoff there. Slightly over. Creating a bit of a splash on entry. Must be a lovely experience competing in front of a home crowd at your first Junior World Championships. Next up we have Elena from Ukraine performing an inward 1.5 somersault spike. Good takeoff. Keeping the splash down on the entry. Slightly going over in rotation, but only slightly.
6, 6, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 5.5. Repeat and less server. Back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, free position.
Ludmila here performing her back 1.5 somersaults with 1.5 twist. Oh, such a shame on the entry there. That was a good, strong takeoff. Very springy, as you could see. She was very quick to react. Good, fast twist as well. Just landing a little bit short there on rotation. We have Maria Luisa here performing an inward 1.5 somersault spike. Nice strong dive. Slightly running out of room down the entry, leaving her a little bit short on rotation. See that little tiny bit of splash kickback towards the opposite side of the pool. Next up we have Aisa performing an inward 1.5 somersault spike. Good strong dive there. Good rotation out of the board. Just could do with cleaning up that entry a little bit. That would change those 5s to a 6, potentially 7s. You know, the rip entry is the entry is the last thing the judges see. even though they shouldn't just solely judge the entry, they should judge the whole dive. Here we have Jamila, inward 1.5 pike. Good strong takeoff out of the board. Solid entry. Not moving too far away from the board, not moving too close to the board either. There we go, I'm hearing some sevens. Sada Jade here performing a forward 2.5 somersaults tuck. That's such a shame. Came out of the dive a bit too early there. It's difficult in these sort of in conditions. It's an outdoor pool, which means the pool is blue and sometimes the sky is blue, which means, you know, where on earth am I meant to look and spot for the water? It's the end of round 6. And Mexico 1-2 there. Jamila in 4th. So top 12 that make it through to the final. So this is where it really counts, the last 2 rounds of diving. You don't want to be making too many mistakes. It's pretty hot there. It's only 24, I say only, it's 24 degrees currently. Yesterday it was a lot hotter. As long as the rain and thunder stays away, we're going to be good. All right, starting with round 7. Got Amanda Brightsmith performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. She ran out of room there on the end of the dive. She needs to jump a little bit higher than that. You can see she was kind of still in her pike shape going into the water. But what an incredible experience. Competing at a Junior World Championships, representing your own country. There's honestly nothing better. Got Numaro here performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Good strong takeoff. Good timing on the board as well, I like that. She's had some very good hurdles throughout her competition so far. Just could have come out of her dive a little bit earlier. Looking at the water, reaching for a dive. We have Maya Jane here performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. Maya enjoys going shopping, hiking and going to the beach in her spare time. Good dive there. Maybe a little bit of her knees were bent in her pike shape going round. Oh no, it was only on the takeoff, but still the judges will see that and slightly over in rotation. But a good jump from the board. We have Maria here performing a forward 2.5 somersaults in the tuck position. It's running out of room there towards the end of the dive. She didn't throw hard enough. It's a difficult dive, 2.5 somersaults round, landing quite short of vertical. Smile on her face though, which I like to see, because this is such a wonderful experience to be able to compete for your nation. We have Shen here forming a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Solid dive there. I'm being picky on the takeoff here, which as she leaves the board here, flex feet. So I hope the judges see that. But good flight in the air.
7, 7.5, 7. Elise Spinacci. Back 2.5 somersaults, pike.
Next up we have Elise performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. I'm not sure if you could hear that. There was a lot of whistling going on during her dive. I'm not sure if that put her off. A bit confused by that. Landing quite short of vertical there.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2.5, 2. Lutzer for here. Back 1.5 somersaults, pike.
Next up we have Lucia performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. I just got information that that whistle was in fact an animal. Good dive there. Nice, neat pike shape, neat takeoff. Slightly going over, but good knee save.
6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5.
Yeah, I want to repeat that. That whistle, that noise that I mentioned, was an animal, and that is one of the factors of when you're doing outdoor diving. You can't control all the variables. And sometimes, you know, a bird might come and put you off or even land on you. Lovely dive there. That was a front 2.5 somersaults in the pike position by Alessandra. Slightly running out of room there on the end, meaning she couldn't quite get her tight grab with our arms, leading to a rip entry, but still a good dive nonetheless. We have Leah here performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults with 1.5 twist. Her teammate performed this. It was very good. Let's see what she's got. Great hurdle. Perfectly landed on the end of the board there, as you can see. And that's what you want with this dive. This dive can be quite scary if you're going way over the board.
7, 6.5.
Good strong takeoff.
7, 6.5, 5.5. Margarita Kuchinova. Forward 2.5 somersaults, pike.
Next up we've got Margarita from Russia performing a forward 2.5 somersaults in the pike position. Good dive there. Good takeoff. She was reaching for the water a little bit too much there, meaning her chest kind of came out a little bit, which was that little bit of splash there on the entry.
Reverse 1.5 somersaults with tuck.
Got Angel here performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults in tuck position. It's a shame. It was a good hurdle. It's kind of skipped off the end of the board there, if you see, so she rotated way quicker than she was probably expecting. And sadly kind of took her out of her motion and then kicked too high and went sailing over. Time to recollect yourself and focus on the next dive. We have Patricia here performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike.
We have a small technical hitch. We are just working to resolve.
We have a small technical issue once again. Apologies for that.
And we are back. Patricia
And we're back just like that.
2.5 somersaults, pike.
Okay, Patricia performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Not a bad dive there. Slightly running out of room on the end. Just kind of threw down on the end of the board instead of up and over. Just kind of cut off her high jump into her hurdle. Next up, we've got Alden from USA performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. Solid takeoff, great form. Come out a little bit earlier, she would have nailed that. But yeah, sadly rotating a little bit too far. Next up we have a Katarina here from Russia performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Good solid takeoff there on the board. Nice neat pike shape. And an okay entry, and a good entry, yeah. 6.5s and 7s. We have Mila Klein here performing a back 1.5 somersaults in pike position. Great solid takeoff there. Good come out, very precise, good entry. And a knee save on the end to keep that splash down. We have Mia here performing a front 2.5 somersaults pike. Taking some deep breaths. I was about to say that was a good hurdle until I saw her feet land on the end of the board. You can see her toes are riding over the edge, but she kind of gripped them, allowing her to kind of stay in control, but slightly coming out of the dive a bit too late, meaning going slightly over. We have Ella Go here performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Good solid dive there. Nice up and down hurdle. Good pike shape. Ever so slightly going over. Next up we have Francesca performing a forward 2.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Nice. I feel like she could have spun a little bit quicker than that. She kind of ran out a little bit of room there, had to kick out quite aggressively on the entry there. But a good dive. Next up we have Francesca performing a forward 2.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Same dive as we've just seen. Nice solid dive there. As you can see, her feet were on the very end of the board, but she dealt with it really well. Slightly going out and away from the board, which the judges will pick up on, but managed to keep it under control. Next up we have Luciana from Colombia performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice dive there. Good confident takeoff. Let's see more of a reach on the end of that takeoff, but came out in the right place and landed upright. We have Dina here performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice, solid dive there. I thought she was going to go a little bit over there because she leant back on that takeoff, but she kept it in control. Came out in the right place and a good entry. Solid dive there from Dina. We have Amanda here performing a back 1.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Good solid takeoff, good tuck shape. Just slightly coming out a little bit too early, leaving her short of vertical. Next up we have Yara Walid Mohammed performing a forward 2.5 somersaults in the pike position. Good hurdle, a little bit knees bent there in the pike shape. As she's spinning around 2.5 somersaults. A bit hesitant on the end there in her entry, but smiles nonetheless, which I like to see. Next up we've got Emily Collins performing a back 1.5 somersaults and 1.5 twist. Great solid dive there, beautiful, neat twist. Checking out of a twist with confidence and precision and a great entry. Solid dive there. Emily Collins enjoys maths, it's her favourite subject at school. I feel like I can tell, she's very calculated. Next up we've got Anika performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. A fun fact about Anika, she's never in a bad mood. I would be quite a lot when I was diving. Slightly landing a little bit short there on her back 1.5 pike. 4.5. Might be wrong, but I'm not too happy with that. We have Alina here performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Just a little bit over on that rotation. Could do with straightening her knees in her pike shape. Next up we have Ludmila performing a inward 1.5 somersaults pike. She enjoys in her free time spending time with her family and friends. Good strong takeoff there. As you can see, she's just up and down, very neat. Staying on her toes on the very end of the board. Very good dive.
5.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6, 6.5, 6.
Giving us a wave. I think she's happy with that.
Forward 2.5 somersaults, pike.
Next up we have Maria Luisa performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Didn't really see the hurdle there, so let's have a look now. Good strong hurdle, a little bit back on the end of the board, but nothing drastic. Just over-rotating there in the end.
4.5, 5, 4.5, 4.5.
Still a very good, strong high dive.
Forward 2.5 somersaults, pike.
Next up we have Fahida Mohammed Ahmed performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Leaving it a little bit short there. As you can see, she almost didn't manage to get the rotation going. I think she was a little bit nervous on the end of the board. A bit wobbly on that hurdle. Just doesn't allow her the confidence to throw for her dive with commitment. Next up we have Jamila from Great Britain performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. That is such a shame. That was such a strong takeoff. Really strong takeoff. Just needed to come out way earlier than that.
4, 3, 3, 3.5, 3.5, 3, 3.
It's going to be difficult for her to try and climb up into the top 12 now, I feel. But it ain't over until the lady sings. We have Sarah Jade here performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. Didn't quite throw hard enough there on the takeoff. She had to really work that pike shape round. Big squeeze. But she got it round nonetheless. Sarah Jade's favourite food is ramen and dumplings, and I would say it's probably one of my favourites too. So she has good taste. Right, that's the end of round 7. China are back in the lead, the two Mexicans closely behind. Jamila there is top 12. 2, 3, 5. It's close though. Need a strong final round from all divers to try and pip into that final spot. In between dives and rounds, the divers will take themselves away from the pool, not too far away, but just round the back, chill out, dry, stay calm, stay rested, maybe listen to a bit of music, have a banana or something. Get warm again and get ready for your next dive. We have Amanda here from Peru performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. See, she came out way too early there on her back 1.5 pike. She needs another 3 meters to get that round.
2.5, 2.5, 1.5, 2, 2, 1.5.
But nonetheless, it looks like she's enjoying herself, as she should be. This is already an achievement, just getting to this level. We have Namaro here performing a back 1.5 somersaults with 1.5 twist. Good solid dive there. Her feet kind of did a little scissor flick in the air, as you can see. So the judges will pick up on that, but she got it round onto her head. It's a difficult dive to do for a Group B girl. Like I said, there's not enough room. Not enough, there's not a lot of room on a 1 metre springboard. Maya James here, performing a forward 2 somersaults pike. Leaving it slightly, short of vertical there. Coming out a little bit too early. Final round nerves, potentially getting to people. Next up we have Maria Angel performing a back 1 somersaults tuck. Nice dive there, a little bit over rotation. Leaning a little bit back on that takeoff. She looks happy, she should be proud of herself. First competition out the way. So a long championships ahead. We have Shen here performing a back 1 somersaults pike. Good strong takeoff, nice and neat. It's to be expected, really. Could be a bit cleaner on the entry, I'd like. Still a solid dive. We have Elise here performing a forward 2 somersaults tuck. Nice dive there. She probably wasn't too happy with her hurdle, but she got it round. Big strong positive kick there into the water.
6, 5, 5.5, 5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Reverse 1.5 somersaults with top.
Next up we have Lutzer Fahir performing a reverse 1 somersaults tuck. Good solid dive there, great entry. Good hurdle. Kicked in the exact right position and a good entry. We have Alessandra here, reverse 1.5 somersaults pike. Good solid dive there. Nice knee stave at the end, keeping that splash down. Could do with a tight pike shape, but I feel like if she was in a tight pike shape, she would have gone flying over. But she didn't. Next up we have Leah performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Solid dive there, great hurdle. Slightly over on rotation there on the entry. Dropping her head a little bit.
6.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 6, 6,
I think she'll be comfortably into the final. Next up we have Margarita performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice strong hurdle, good takeoff, nice and high. Just leaving it short on rotation. Could have squeezed that pike a little bit more. come out a little bit later.
4.5, 5, 5.
Doesn't look too happy with that one.
5, 4.5. Correction, 5.5. Angel 1. Forward 2.5. Somersaults, height.
We've got Angel Wang here performing a front 2.5 somersaults pike. Nice dive there. I feel like she ran out of a little bit of room there. Could have done with a bit of a higher jump and a quicker throw. As you can see, her shoulders kind of hitting the water first.
4.5, 4.5, 4, 4, 5, 4.5, 5. Patricia catch.
We have Patricia performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike from Poland. Nice solid dive there. Good entry, good form. I think she'll be really happy with that. Slightly thrown down on the takeoff, but no dramas. Great dive to end on. Next up we have Alden performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Alden started diving when she was 6 years old. Good solid dive there. Nice and neat on the takeoff. Keeping her body upright. Great leg form on the entry. Great dive to end on. Next up we have Ekaterina performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice solid dive there, that was very neat and strong. Could have just reached a bit further on that entry there and she would have got that in with no splash. But still, a decent dive.
6, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Mila Klein, inward 1.5 somersaults pike.
Mila Klein here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Great dive, good entry, good takeoff and solid entry. Am I picking up a little bit of a twist on the entry, or am I just? Could be the camera angle. The judges will know, so we'll see. Hopefully not.
1.5, 6, 7, 5.5, 6.5, 6, 6.
I think they were a bit confused, but solid competition there. Giving us a wave to her family back home in Australia, I'm presuming, or maybe here. We have Mia here performing a inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Solid dive there. A little bit close, but not really. Solid takeoff, good entry. Mia was a gymnast before she was a diver, which is a very common trait in divers. I did do gymnastics too before my diving career, but chose the superior sport. Obviously I'm biased. Next up we have Ella performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Good solid dive there from Ella. Nice takeoff, very neat, good entry. Her family inspires her. She told me most of her family are athletes, so it must run in the blood. Next up we have Francesca performing a forward 1.5 somersaults with 1 twist. Good solid dive there. I feel like she thought she was a little bit over on the board there. As you see, she kind of slightly panicked about here, but she kept it cool. Executed the dive nicely.
5.5.
Next up we have Francisca performing a back 1.5 somersaults pike. Nice solid dive there. Slightly going over on rotation on the entry. But knee saved it.
6.5. 5.5.
Nice dive to end on. Next up we have Luciana from Colombia performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults tuck. Didn't quite see her hurdle there, but I'm presuming... Okay, no, not a bad hurdle. Just lost her spot there, kicking way too high. As I said, outdoor diving is difficult. I wasn't really a fan at all, if I'm being honest. But it's something you've just got to deal with as a diver. And sometimes it can put you off, but you just got to stay calm and collected. We have Dina here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike from Croatia. Nice, beautiful dive there to finish her campaign on. Very neat, very precise. Good pike shape. Look at her head on her knees. And a solid entry.
5.5. 5.5. 6. 5. 5.5. Amanda Wong.
Next up we have Amanda Wong performing a forward 2.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Feel like she almost knee buckled on the end there, not generating enough power to get that round, leaving her with no room to come out of her dive and entry into the water. Next up, we have Yara performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults tuck. That was a good strong takeoff out the board, nice and high. Coming out a little bit too early though. Good reach as well. Just not enough rotation there to come out as early as she did. But still, smiles on her face. High fives to her teammate. That's what it's all about. Next up we have Emily Collins performing a forward 2.5 somersaults tuck. Nice. A little bit hesitant there on the hurdle. As you can see, she was quite far away from the end of the board, which means she was a little bit hesitant on the entry. But I think she'll be absolutely fine going through to the final. I think. Next up we have Anika performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Good hurdle. Just didn't generate enough speed and power to take that 2.5 somersaults all the way around. Kind of running out of room at the end there. Nonetheless, a hug with her coach. And she definitely doesn't look like she's in a bad mood. As she apparently never does. Which is a trait we all need sometimes. Here we have Alina performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults pike. Solid dive there. Good hurdle. Nice and precise on the come out there. Bang. Into the water. Let's look what the judges think.
6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6, 6. Forward 2.5 somersaults pike.
Here we have Ludmila performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. Good solid jump out of the board there. Nice and confident on the come out. Just slightly short of vertical. Kind of producing that splash as we see it.
5.5, 6, 5.5.
Some very good dives there from Ludmila. Should be happy with herself. We have Maria Luisa performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults pike. That was a great hurdle, landing on the end of the board. Just coming out a little bit too early there, leaving a short vertical.
4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 5. Farida Mohammed Ahmed. Reverse 1.5 somersaults, 1.5.
Next up we have Farida Mohammed Ahmed performing a reverse 1.5 somersaults with 1.5 twist. Not bad there, to be fair. I thought she was going to run out of a lot of room, but she got a twist round and landed a little bit short of vertical. Like I said, that's a difficult dive for Group B girls. She performed it well. Smiles all around. We have Jamila here performing a forward 2.5 somersaults pike. She needs a good one. It's a good strong takeoff, a little bit over on the entry there. It's going to be tight. I'm not sure if she's going to get through, but we will see. But a very neat diver. Sadly not.
5.5, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5.
Diving can be so cutthroat and very disappointing. Some of the best divers in the world have never achieved their dreams just because diving is genuinely very hard. It's all about consistency, keeping you cool when others don't. We have Sarah Jade here performing an inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Good takeoff, just a little bit short vertical, but a very clean dive. Good entry. Keeping the splash down.
4, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5.
And that is it for the girls B1 metre springboard preliminaries. I want to congratulate all divers on their performances. And we should get the results on the scoreboard now. Let's have a look. We've got Mexico, China, Mexico, Russia, Belarus, Australia, Ukraine. Jamila only missing out by 1 point. Quick mathematics, come on. 1.34, whatever. That is so cutthroat and unfortunate. But I just wanted to congratulate everyone there. Not easy to start the competition. But we'll see you on the next one.